Hi, I'm Matthew Cavalier, and welcome back to my channel, Moments with Matthew. Recently, I've been thinking a lot about habits and how we form them and also how we break them. And I recently read in the last few months, there is a video reviewing the book a while back, and it was Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I also, of course, read Better Than Before, which is Gretchen Rubin's book about habits and how to make better habits that lead to happiness. So one of the things I started doing, and it's been 2 years now, and it may seem pretty simple, but I started the habit of making my bed every morning. It served a couple of purposes. One, it made my room look nicer and neater, because I used to be one of those people who would say, why do I need to make my bed? I'm just going to climb into it later on today. So what is the point? But it, one, stopped me from going back to bed and taking a longer nap. Once I get up, I make the bed, then I don't want to get back into it again because it's already made, it's nice, it's looking good. Plus, it makes the room look less cluttered, less disheveled itself, and it causes me to go ahead and make sure that my room doesn't look cluttered. I like to keep things picked up. I was one of those people who used to just drop things where they were. Take off a sock, leave it on the floor. Take off a shirt, leave it on the floor. I'll get it later. And once I started to make my bed, I started to keep the clutter clear. I made sure to hang up clothes, put them in the laundry basket wherever they belonged. And that habit really started with just wanting to see if I could make the habit of making my bed and see if it really would make my room look nicer. And it did, which led to other habits of straightening up my room, keeping it nice and neat. But then I started to do that in the kitchen, and then in the living room, and then in the dining room, and I started to really move through the house and get rid of a lot of clutter. So that habit was super helpful for me, and it's one that I am grateful for. After 2 years, almost 2.5 now, I'm able to say I can keep my house clutter-free, I keep my room clutter-free, and it really all started with the simple task of making my bed. James Clear talks about making a habit easy and making it achievable. And that was something that was simple. I started with the easy. Make your bed. It takes less than 5 minutes. I don't roll around a lot in my bed, so it doesn't come untucked a lot. So it's a lot easier to just make my bed in the morning, throw the sheet up, throw the comforter up, put the pillows on. And then I bought a really nice fancy pillow that I throw on there to kind of finish off the touch of making my bed. So that was the easy part, and it became achievable because I would wake up, I would make the bed, and then I would take the girls out for their walk. Super easy, super achievable, but from there, things started to grow, and that's what we want for habits. One of my latest habits, and the one that I'm really excited about, is writing. I love to write. I have always loved to write. It's just been a thing of mine. I had a blog for a little while. You can see it in the Linktree link down below. It's been a while since I've written in there, and one of my goals is to start writing in there again. But I've always wanted to write a book. And I was great about coming up with an idea and starting it, and I'd get a couple pages in and I'd lose wind. And so I started a book a couple months back, oh gosh, maybe even almost a year ago now. And I got a few pages into it and I was excited about it. And this book has kind of held on in my mind. So I wanted to continue writing it, but I just wasn't finding the motivation. I wasn't finding ways to really get myself to sit down and write. Between work and friends and family and master's programs that I'm working in, writing has kind of been pushed to the wayside. And so I wanted to find a way to make sure that I would continue to write. So, taking advice from James Clear, I made it easy. I said, you'll write 1 page a day. That's it. That's all you need to do. 1 page a day. Even if it's 1 page a day, in a year, I could have a 365-page book. Okay, that's awesome. So I decided, all right, once a day. But then I thought, but I'm not really good at, I'll find a reason not to write today. So I downloaded a habit tracker. One of my bosses, they love their journals. So they do habit trackers in their journal. So when they're finished with something that they are tracking, they'll mark it in their journal. So like I said, I downloaded a habit tracker and it's been great. Because I've had high cholesterol, I'm working on getting that down so I don't have to go on medication. So eating foods that are good for my cholesterol is on my habit tracker. Reading for an hour a night is on my habit tracker. I really don't need that one on my habit tracker because I could read for days on end, but I wanted to kind of formalize that and set it down. I also have exercise at least 30 minutes a day as a habit, and then the last one is 1 page written in my book. So for the last 2 weeks, that's what I've been doing, and my 2 to 3 page book is already at 22 pages. So the easy habit is write 1 page. I can do that pretty easily. Most nights it takes me 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes if the groove isn't flowing well enough. But it's super helpful. So once I started to write 1 page a night, okay, that's great. Then I would find, you're in a flow of what's happening here. And then 2 pages came along. Last night I wound up writing 3 pages. It's one of the last things I do before I shut down all of my devices and get myself ready for bed. Another habit that I've been doing, a 10 o'clock bedtime. That has been super helpful. It wakes me up and I go to the gym in the morning. It's been awesome. So these habits are things that I'm slowly working in. That's what Clear talks about by atomic habits. Very small changes that start to build and snowball into these great habits that we are doing. Now, if you want to break a habit, you do the exact opposite. Instead of making it easy, you want to make it difficult. You want to make it invisible. You want to give yourself reasons not to continue that bad habit that you have. So the inverse is true. If you make a habit you want to do easy, you make a habit you want to break hard. If you make a habit that you want to do achievable, you make a habit that you don't want to do unachievable or dislikable or disagreeable, something that you just don't want to do. So for me, these habits have been a positive move in the right direction. 5 years ago, I stopped drinking Diet Coke, and for me, making it difficult was stop buying it. Buy the things that you want to drink in place of it, so make it easier to pick up the things that you want to drink, like my tea, or some bubbly water, or just plain water, making that more accessible to me and getting Diet Coke out of my house. The hard part was when I went out to eat, I had to remind myself, nope, no Diet Coke. And other than like 1 slip up in the last 5.5 years, I haven't touched Diet Coke again, and it really has been great. That single habit started me on a 50-pound weight loss. I don't want to talk about the pandemic weight gain that I've had, but I have started that weight loss again and the healthy eating again with the nudge of my doctor and the desire not to be on medication for cholesterol. So when you are looking to do a habit, make it easy, make it achievable, start small, keep the goal little. One of the things Clear talks about in the book is if you want to be that person that goes to the gym, you first have to start going to the gym and you have to change the mindset. I am easily someone who goes to the gym. I am easily someone who writes. I am easily someone who eats healthy. Those are the things we have to start telling ourselves. And if it just takes you showing up at the gym, getting there, and then you walk back out, hey, you made it to the gym today. And then the next time you go, you might want to stay a little bit longer because, hey, I've made this trip already. I may as well do 5 or 10 minutes up on the treadmill. Then you can leave again. Start small, start easy, start achievable, and then build that habit. You don't have to sit at the gym for 2 hours when you're first ready to start going. One, you probably won't know what to do, and it'll be discouraging because you're thinking to yourself, what am I going to do here for 2 hours? And so it becomes unattainable. It's not easy anymore. Start easy. Start by making your bed. Start by writing 1 page a day. Start by just going to the gym. Get yourself there. That's the first start. Then you change the mindset, and slowly you start to see those habits grow, and all of a sudden you've got a new routine. What a way to think about doing habits and starting something new for yourself. Thank you for joining me for today's video. If you know someone who would do well by listening to this or seeing this video, please share it with them. Do click on the socials down below, and let's continue a conversation on social media. And do click that like button. It really does help my channel. And subscribe and hit that bell so you know when the next video comes out. And I will see you next time on A Moment with Matthew.